Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're taking a look at Ni No Kuni on the Nintendo Switch. There's been a lot of, I would just say stuff surrounding this game on the Nintendo Switch when it was first revealed to when it was being reviewed, and there's been a lot of misinformation, I should say, about this port of the game. So I guess I should say first things first, with this game, this is a port or a re-release of the 2011 PlayStation 3 game. It's not the DS version or anything else like that, or the DS version up-res or some type of secret Xbox 360 version that never happened. Whatever misinformation people are throwing out about this game, it is a port of the PlayStation 3 version of the game 2011. It was a late PS3 game, one of the more advanced ones despite the more simplistic graphics from Studio Ghibli with the animation and the art and everything. But I wanted to talk about this because when the game was first revealed, people were kind of upset with the Switch version because it wasn't going to have the enhancements that the PlayStation 4 version had. So, for example, the PS4 version is called Ni No Kuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered because it actually has better, I would say, resolution. I think it's like 1080p, or I think even like higher than that with the PS4 Pro. I don't have that version. They also upped the frame rate from 30 frames per second to 60 frames per second. Audio's been remastered and stuff like that. So it was kind of a disappointment to a lot of fans that Nintendo said that they weren't going to be doing, or not Nintendo, but Bandai Namco said that they weren't going to be doing some of those touches for the Switch version of the game, and that led to people saying, okay, well, this is a crappy port. So pretty much when the game recently just launched on the launch of the Nintendo Switch Lite, people just kind of disregarded it as like, oh, it's just like a crappy port. And then there was like a review that came out saying that there was audio issues, there was crashing and bugs and glitching and stuff like that that people were letting me know about. I'm like, okay, but I haven't seen anything about that in any of the reviews that I've read or any of the reviews that I've checked out. So I was like, hey, let me just go ahead and let me play this game myself, because I wasn't planning on getting it right away, but I was like, you know what, whatever, let's make this into a video. Let's see if we can see what's going on here. I was going to wait till like Black Friday or something like that, but I was like, you know what, it's not too bad. It's $41 at Walmart. So I went out there and picked it up, and I'm gonna have to sit there and say this is not a crappy port by any means. I've been playing it for a handful of hours. Some of this footage that you guys are seeing here, it is footage from one of my other previous save files that I do have a little bit earlier in the game. I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm still early on. I don't have like a ton of familiars and everything, but I wanted to show you guys some of the combat and show you guys the Switch version of the game in particular, and let you guys know that this is by no means a crappy port of this game, and kind of talk about it, because this game is really good. This game is better than most games that release today, and I'm not trying to have hyperbole or anything like that, but after playing it for a lot of hours, I mean a good number, and kind of getting to know the combat system and what they're doing and the story and everything, this game is better than so many releases that come out today, especially for RPG games out there. It really is a very solid and good game. There was also some issues that some people were saying about crashing and all of that, and I'm almost convinced that if this game is crashing or glitching out on you, you've modded or hacked your system. I think that's what it is, because I've tried it on internal memory, I've tried it off of cartridge, I've tried it on SD card. You know, I've kind of tried to like mimic or emulate these crashing or these bugs that people are doing, and there are some things that I read online in terms of this game having some issues, but it seems like that's if you hack your Switch or if you have a faulty SD memory card, which can cause some audio skips and things like that, because I've had literally zero issues with this game. Now, there is a day one patch, so maybe the person saying these things, maybe they didn't have the day one patch, but as soon as I got the game, there was a patch that it prompted me to download, and maybe that caused some issues. But like I said, that also has led to some misinformation. But aside from that, the game itself is absolutely phenomenal. The game itself is absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of things that I want to go over. You guys are just seeing some of the basic combat here, and I'm not going to take up all your time with everything that I want to say about this game, because I'll probably have more of a thorough review once I get further into the game and experience some more. And I'll probably have another video, probably just summing it all up with like my thoughts on with like Ni No Kuni 2, because I did play Ni No Kuni 2 for review, and I did some Let's Plays on it, and while I like the game, I always wanted to go back to Ni No Kuni 1, and I knew that they were going to do this re-release, so I just waited. I didn't go out and seek the PS3 version or anything. I was like, I knew they were going to do another one, re-release of it, so I just waited. But Ni No Kuni 1 is a much better game than Ni No Kuni 2, which, once again, I said I'll have another video on that. But I want to talk about Ni No Kuni 1 and why you might want to go pick up this game, even though there is a flurry of Switch games that are out. We have Dragon Quest XI coming out this week, so that's a big RPG. That's newer than this game. But let's talk about some Ni No Kuni 1. So I want to go into the menu here first, guys. And talk about a number of different things, what makes this game really fun and unique, and a unique hybrid of lots of other games. If you're a fan of Xenoblade and if you're a fan of Pokemon, this is the game for you. It reminds me of Xenoblade and it reminds me of Pokemon. So let's go ahead and go over a couple things why. When you open up your menu here, you have a number of different things that you can select, and I'm not going to bore you with all this other stuff because there are some really cool things with this locket and what you do to save people in this world, and it's compelling. It's a very compelling and great voice acting, great English voice acting, by the way, too. I love what they did with the voices, so all that stuff is very good. Thumbs up on that. But you have this creature cage, so let's go ahead and explain the Pokemon aspect first, then we'll get into some more of the battles. And as you progress through the game, you can actually get more of these little things. They're called familiars. You put them in this creature cage, and you can level them up. They learn different unique abilities, and you fight with them, essentially kind of sending them out like Pokemon and telling them how to fight. But they're formed from within you. You don't catch them, I guess, out in the wild. They're formed within your spirit. So it's pretty cool, and you're going to get different types. Now, we just have one for right now, but as you progress through the game, you will get different types, and you can swap between them freely in battle. But another thing that you can do, almost kind of like Pokemon Anami or Pokemon Anime or whatever it's called, like Pokemon X and Y kind of introduced it, and some of the older Pokemon games, is that you can actually go into this and you see all of the attack, defense, magic defense. You can raise their abilities and you can bond with them. You see the familiarity right there? The more you give them snacks and everything, the more they're going to like you and fight harder for you. And you can also increase all of their stats, so it's pretty cool. So what we're going to do here, this one here, Mighty, which you can name them whatever you want, just like Pokemon, or you can keep their default names. I just kept the Mitty or Mighty, whatever the hell it's called. I just kept his default name, but I'm going to go ahead and feed him something here. We have an accuracy on here, so we have a pie that we can feed him, and you can find different types of sweets and treats and feed it to them. That will raise different attributes, and you can see it right here. You can see the level of the increase. If you feed him a sweetie pie, it's going to increase it a lot more. If you feed him a regular pie, going to increase it just a bit, and that's for accuracy. So let's go ahead and do that for the sake of the video here. He's going to go ahead and eat this pie, and it's going to raise it up just a little bit. Probably should have used the sweetie pie because it's going to raise it up more. But basically, since we're just going to go ahead and we'll use another one here. So he's going to eat that, and it's going to raise his accuracy up all the way up. And again, look at that. Accuracy increased by 1 point. So that's pretty cool, like that you can feed them different sweets and they can get better. However, you got to watch that growth limit because it's 6 out of 10. So you're not just going to be able to forever do that. And you can see their fullness meter. You don't want to get them too full or anything like that. But it's really cool. I love this whole little creature cage thing. Kind of adds a whole new level of interactivity with your familiars. Keep on trying to call them Pokemon, with your familiars. So that's cool. Also, what you can do is that it's not just your familiars that you can battle with yourself as well. So if you go to your friends and familiars, which you'll get different people too. But if you look at Oliver here, he is the main character. I just got my nice new studs when it comes to this file at least. And I have my old stick, but we're right in the middle of getting a different wand. It's actually a wand with some engravings on it, and that gives you abilities, but his big thing is magic. So you can see all of his stats here, and we're going to get into Oliver fighting compared to the familiars. And I think that's what makes this a little bit more dynamic than even Pokemon at times, is the fact that you can actually use your human character as well. But once again, Pokemon, completely different style of game, obviously multiplayer, competitive battling. This is not that. I just feel that they borrowed some elements from Pokemon into this game, which definitely helps it be a good game in this sense. So pretty cool to where you can equip and do everything. You can see your experience to the next level and everything. So not bad at all. So let's go ahead and let's get into a little bit more battles here, guys. We're going to check out this Overworld map here, which is pretty cool. You have a full map that you can lay out here, nice and like hand drawn. of this beginning area that you can go to. And the cool thing about this game, which I guess which is more into, I guess we'll get into the review, is that there's dual worlds, right? So this is one world. There's like a parallel world, almost like a Dragon Ball Z or something like that. There's a parallel world. We are in the other familiar world, or the world of like fairies and cat people and all sorts, and like bird people. And there's like the regular human world, where it would be more familiar to what you guys are used to like in your everyday life. But everything has like a mirror to it. So one person that exists in the other world will exist in some way, shape, or form in that world. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Kind of like I said, Dragon Ball like Super type of thing here. So when you get into a battle, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fight a little bit with Oliver here, you know, before we wrap up this video. And this first impressions of Ni No Kuni. For those who are wondering, yes, I did play Ni No Kuni back in the day, but I played the PS3 demo, and that was a long time ago. I barely remember it because I just played the demo. So we're gonna go ahead and start up with Oliver here, and we are going to fight. And as you can see here, it's almost like a Xenoblade thing here, because you can pick who you're gonna attack, but it also stops it, right? So when you're about to attack, it say, hey, you want to pick, or we can pick over to. We can go over to this one or this one. What do you want to do? You know, what do you want to do? You can pick one or the other. But here's the Xenoblade factor. You can actually move around. You know, you actually move around, and then it becomes real-time combat. You can pick what you want to do. You know, you can defend, you can attack, you can use spells. So we're gonna go ahead and use a spell real quick, and then it'll stop it, and then you can pick who you want to do. So it has a cool blend of real-time and also kind of strategy elements, which, like I said, you don't see a lot in today's day, and I think was one of the fatal flaws that they didn't carry over this system to Ni No Kuni 2, because this one crushes their normal action RPG system. But like I said, that's a video for another day. So we're gonna go ahead and attack the snake, since he's seems they're like about equidistant to each other. Might be a little bit further away, but we're gonna go ahead and attack the snake. Pull up your book, bam, burn him to pieces. So pretty good there. We're gonna do another attack, and as you can see with the attacks here, you have a timer. It's just gonna keep on attacking them until that timer runs out, and then you can pick something else, or you can even cancel it and then go into something else. So like the combat system, very dynamic. It hits on its points and it does it very well. And I think that's what I like about Ni No Kuni a lot. And it's going to evolve as you play the game. You get more familiars, you get more abilities, you get more skills. I do want to show you guys a little bit more with, like, let's say. We snuck up on somebody here, so you can get a little sneak attack on people. So they're not gonna know, or they're gonna be a little. All right, so I'm gonna pick Mighty, and what we're gonna do is we're going to put out an ability that we can use to where it's called Cut Loose. Just slash everybody on the field. We get a nice critical hit, knocked out everybody in one go. So it's fast on the Switch. It's fluid. It might not be the 60 frames when it comes down to it, but it's more than good. There's not any frame rate skips or any issues that I've encountered with saves or with the combat. It's fun, it's fluid, there's a lot of depth in it, and honestly, like, I think it's a game that people are kind of are sleeping on for some reason, because of, I guess, a couple when the initial PR came out for this game and saying that it wasn't going to have some of those enhancements that the PS4 version has, which is unfortunate, like I said, but that doesn't mean that the game is not good, because it is. Actually, let's try out the Sandblast. It is actually. What's going on here? What's going on here? What happened? Okay, hold up. All right, I'm going to switch back. So I'm going to switch back to mine. I didn't know what went on there. All right, so we're going to go and do a Sandblast. This basically makes it to where it kind of blinds them a little bit, to where they can't see. And then they're gonna miss the attacks more. See, look at that. How he's missing. He already missed a number of attacks there. Yeah, he's missed every single one. Not bad. Get a slash in there. So you learn more skills. It's kind of like the sand attack, right? Like Pokemon, like where you do sand attack. So I think that it's a really cool mix of, like I said, like a Xenoblade, also like a Pokemon, real-time elements. I love it. I do love this game already. Like I said, I have another save file where I've been putting on some more hours, but I wanted to show you guys something from kind of like near the beginning, pretty much, not even near the beginning of the game. There's a lot more elements to this game though, guys. Like, there's a lot more elements, like in terms of like side quests and helping villagers out and doing other things. Just so much stuff, and I said I think that's what this game does better when it comes to the combat than Ni No Kuni 2 is that Ni No Kuni 2 just seems to be so complex with a bunch of stuff that's just like not needed, and this game really hits home on those Xenoblade and Pokemon type of aspects with real time and action, and also like turn-based a little bit in terms of you can kind of plot out your strategy and everything. And as you like do boss battles, there's definitely times where you're gonna have to use the defend button, you know, to block like a big attack coming, almost kind of like, hey, you know, like the Monado. It's like, hey, there's a big attack coming, you better do something to stop it from happening. Well, this game kind of has that too, to where you see somebody charging up, and you can press defend. I'm gonna do that real quick before we end this video, or end this impressions. We'll do that real quick. So like, yeah, you can even like defend, and if you smash it, see, look at that, he did smash it, pretty much did nothing there. Cancel it, he missed, bam, go right back there, didn't take any damage. So like I said, there is the strategy that's involved with this game as well, but I'm having an absolute blast with it. I think it's very, very good, and if you're looking for a good RPG to play, and especially if you have not played this game, like if you did not play it on the PS3, like obviously if you already played on the PS3, I mean, I don't think there's really a need to kind of like go back and play it again if you've already played and beat it and done everything. But I would say most of you guys probably haven't beat it on the PS3 because the game, I mean, it did well, but I mean, it was back then, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Switch owners that just didn't play this game. I think that's the reason why they re-released it too as well. So what are you guys' thoughts so far on Ni No Kuni, man? I'm absolutely loving the game. I'll probably have some more videos on it as I'm going through and playing, and I'll kind of upload as we go along here. I know I'm gonna do a video talking about Ni No Kuni 1 versus Ni No Kuni 2 because this needs to be said. I don't know what level 5 was thinking. They usually make the right call on stuff here. Oh man, that guy was running away. They usually make the right call on stuff here, but this time they did it with Ni No Kuni 2, man. This is rough because I remember Ni No Kuni 2 and playing it compared to this one, and this one's just absolutely crushing it. But like I said, we'll talk about that another video for another day. So what are you guys' thoughts on Ni No Kuni? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.